Welcome to Two Growlers, a show for craft beer drinkers like you, by craft beer drinkers like you. Brought to you by Beerploma. Check us out at beerploma.com for more information about us.
Hi, and welcome to the show. Thanks for the introduction there, Jason. As you can see, we have two growlers today. Chris is out on a personal leave right now. He had some family business to attend to, so that brings us here. So welcome to the show. I believe this is episode number 5. Number 5 for us. So around the corners, and we've got a lot of great beers for you to try out today. So grab a glass with us, kick back, and enjoy with us. Well, before we get to the beers, let's talk about some upcoming events that are coming up here. First off, we have at Badger Hill, they have a new white IPA launching this month. This Belgian wit inspired pale ale is an unfiltered brew with orange zest and coriander. Also, Bent Brewstillery has a couple of announcements here. They've got their new tap room is slated to be finished in about 4 weeks, and they'll also be looking for their new sour and stout to be releasing soon. Visit bentbrewstillery.com to follow along the progress.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Some good events coming up.
Yeah, a lot of good events coming up there. Okay. Today we're going to be talking about Brewski. This is made in the USA. It's stainless steel. It's TSA approved, so you don't have to worry about it getting confiscated while you're at the airport. And like I said, it was made all in the US. To learn more about these, visit brewski.com, and we're also going to be using it during the episode today, so you guys can see how it works. Also,
trying to walk away with it.
Yeah, exactly. Also, they were generous enough to give us a few of them to give away on our show. So here's the deal. Go ahead and after watching the show, comment down in the comment box down below and just say, hey, we're here, we're listening, and we're going to draw 3 comments at random, and we will give away 3 Brewskis this episode, and we've got more Brewskis to give away on future episodes too, so stay tuned on that one. So again, that's just fill out a comment down at the bottom of below the video here on YouTube, and we'll get you, if your name is drawn, we'll get you out an official Brewski here. Alright, now on with our show. So Jason, this is an episode that I've been kind of had in the back of my head since like the very first episode of Beerploma, or of Two Growlers, back when it was Two Growlers. So, and it's always just kind of sat back there, and I never understood why we didn't go forward with it. But today we're going to be doing beer and cheese pairings. So
Finally coming to fruition.
or fermentation.
Fermentation.
Whichever way you want to look at it. So I did a little bit of research, and first I went out and I bought my cheeses, and we got most of these cheeses from Whole Foods, but we got a couple of them from the Stewart County Co-op just up in South Minneapolis. So we got a good variety of cheeses here. We've got some good beers to pair with them. So what say you? Should we dig into some of these?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Okay, so our first beer up is we have Steel Toes Summerweiss, and this is a 5% ABV beer. It's a Hefeweizen ale, and we should be, according to the website description, we should be getting a malted bread, banana, and cloves-like flavors. So first we're going to sample the beer here. Ooh, this really reminds me of a good German Hefeweizen. I mean, like I've had them straight from Germany. This is exactly the flavors you should be getting out of it.
I'm getting a little banana.
Yep, I'm getting a little bit of the cloves too, and definitely very malty. But it does have a little bit more hops presence than, now that I taste it a little bit more. I'm getting a lot more hops out of it than I would out of a German style one. But still, I mean, it's just a really excellent beer all across. I mean, the hops doesn't take away anything from it. It blends in real well and finishes with a nice, clean, biscuity flavor.
I like that hint of clove too. That's good. Nice cloudy color.
So we're going to be pairing this up with Purano Unicus. It's a Dutch cheese. It's very much, it reminds me of a Parmesan. So I'm a beer expert, not a cheese expert, so I'm just kind of guessing at some of this stuff. But yeah, cut and smells like a good Parmesan.
Yeah. Alright, do that. For me, it's bringing out a little bit of sweetness from the beer. That's good.
Yeah, that is a good call out. That does. Yeah, very well made beer. A very a good solid solid cheese with a good, strong, but subtle flavor.
Good. How did you decide on this pairing?
I just did
Research?
some research on it, and it said that this. I mean, like what I did is I started from the cheese, and then I paired the beer with the cheese. So I bought all the cheeses first, and then went out and got the beers from 44th in France, Wine and Spirits. We got the beers there, and I went out and bought them specifically for the cheeses that we were drinking or eating. Okay, so well, you know, guys, it just wouldn't be a cheese episode if we didn't at least feature one beer from the land of cheese, Wisconsin. So here we have Point Amber Classic, which is a 4.3 ABV. We should be getting a caramel and soft, sweet, bitter notes from this beer. I'm definitely getting the caramel in the nose, for sure.
I get a lot of caramel, actually.
Yeah, a lot of caramel in the flavor, and very.
I like caramel a lot, so I like this beer a lot.
Yeah, but it still has the hops presence.
It does.
A lot of
It
beers
does.
will drown out that hops presence with the caramel, or they'll over hop it and you won't get the caramel. This is very well balanced right down the middle. Should we pair it with one of our so our next cheese up that we got is a farmer's cheese. There wasn't a whole lot more information other than the fact that it just is a farmer's cheese from Whole Foods. Let's crack into it here.
See how it complements the caramel?
It's definitely a soft, toned down cheese. It's not. It's not really.
Yeah, it's real mild.
Yeah, real mild cheese. It does pair well. I mean, it's just very smooth, very.
Yeah, I like how soft it is.
So, just a couple tips for if you want to host your own cheese and beer pairings. There's a lot of research out there on the internet, so please feel free to go out there and do it. I recommend going to a good co-op or like a Whole Foods because you can get a good variety of cheeses there, but also there's usually a little section where they just have the odds and ends left over, and you can go and pick up a lot of odds and ends. So you can get a lot of variety of cheeses. A lot of people like to ask me questions like, well, how did you pair this cheese with this cheese? And it really does, there is some rules to it, but at the end of the day, just drink what you like, eat what you like. And that's the biggest rule of thumb that I can give you. And just try it out. I mean, if it doesn't taste well with the cheddar, well, then take the same beer and pair it up with the Swiss and see what comes out of it. I mean, it's just a matter of trial and error. Always make sure that your beer and your cheese are somewhat roughly at the same temperature, but if you have to, make sure that the cheese is just a little bit warmer. So a lot of people like to eat the cheese right out of its refrigerator. When you're eating like a Kraft chunk of cheese, that's all good and dandy and stuff, but when you're eating Kraft cheese, a lot like Kraft beer, you want it to warm up a little bit so you can get the full flavor body out of it. Okay guys, so here we have the new release from our friend of the podcast down at Benton Distillery. This is their More Scottish Session IPA. That's not to be confused with a Scottish Ale. This is a Scottish-inspired IPA. This is 4.4 ABV, and according to the website description, we should be getting spicy resins, apricots, tangerines, a bit of honey graham cracker in the finish.
So
That's a lot.
Might be a little sweet then, I'm guessing.
Ooh, that's really different. It's much sweeter than.
Yeah, I can smell the apricots.
Yeah.
Right away.
See, I'm getting more of the raisin. I get a little bit of the apricot too, but I really think I'm getting more of the raisin though. So we're going to be pairing this with a Royal Goat Cheddar from Whole Foods. Ooh, that's not like any. That really is like a cheddar.
It's a lot more hard than the farmer cheese we just had.
That's probably the best pairing so far tonight. The two of them really blend well together and complement each other and bring out the flavors of the other one. Like I'm getting way more of the honey, that honey graham cracker finish that they were talking about.
Yeah.
The pepperiness of it. It's kind of going by the wayside because of the cheese. I mean, these two just really complement each other. I got kind of lucky on this one.
How do you suppose they make it taste like graham crackers? You think they actually use graham crackers?
No, I don't think they use graham crackers. I'm pretty sure it's the malts that they're using, and that's usually where you get your bready like flavors out of it. So I'll guarantee you it's probably the malts. Could be graham crackers for all I know, but I highly doubt it. I really like the stuff that Bent Brew Distillery puts out. It's like they remind me kind of how the craft brewing scene was back in like 2008 and 2009, where a lot of the brewers were just rogue brewers, and they just brewed what they wanted to brew, brewed what they liked to brew, and you just open the bottle and sometimes you never know what you're going to get out of a new beer. And this exemplifies that so well. Like I really came into this thinking something totally different, and I'm surprised by not only the differences, but in how much I really enjoy it because of the differences. So, Jason, if you want to read up a little bit further on Bent Brew Distillery, I highly recommend you check out our blog at beerploma.com, and you can just go to the blog tab. And our staff writer, Andy, has just written a new blog article about their new sour beer, Acclivity. So the next cheese that we got on the block is the Alpha Tolman by Jasper Hills. Again, this one comes from Whole Foods. And we're going to be pairing this with Schell's Bock, which is our strongest beer for the night. It's a 6.1 ABV with strong malt characteristics, which we should be looking for here. Get a slightly caramely white grape.
Grape, uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. And that definitely carries over into the flavor.
Yeah.
It's like it's a very thick mouthfeel to that beer.
Is that the maltiness then coming through? Or?
And then, yeah, definitely a lot of malt character in this one. But this is what a bock should be like. That's one thing I know about Schell's is that they can really brew a good craft German beer.
A little bit of that first Parmesan.
It does, but it's a lot more. It's a lot more soft and subtle. Yep, and it does pair very well with the bock. It definitely helps bring out the maltiness and kind of tones down the resiny spiciness of the beer. And it also at the same time, I feel that the beer is bringing out more of the Parmesan flavors out of this Alpha Tolman.
Yeah, these go great together.
Yes, they do.
You're 4 for 4 so far. Good job, Bill.
Not too bad. I got lucky on this one. So our last beer for tonight is one of the newer beers found here in Minnesota, and this is Lake Monster Brewing's IPA, the Empty Rowboat. And we're going to pair this one up with two types of cheddar. We've got one cheddar here from Faribault, Minnesota, and the other one here is from Wisconsin, and they're both sold at the Seward County Co-op. So, and I don't have any ABV on this one. There wasn't any description I could find on either Rate Beer or on their website, so we're just going to have to drink it up here and find
Think you can do it, figure it out by taste?
I can get in the ballpark, usually. Strong citrus, grapefruit-like aroma, as I like to call it. Very good color to it. I really love this color. That is like a picture-perfect IPA color. You can see right through it, well-filtered. And a nice, good reddish gold color. I mean, just real beautiful beer. And it poured well with a nice head. Thick, white, foamy head. Ooh, that's a really light cheddar. Oh, it pairs well with the beer.
Yeah. Took that sharpness away from me.
These almost remind me of cheese curds. You know the kind you get at like a cheese shop?
Oh, yeah.
The ones that kind of squeak.
This is like the mildest cheddar I think I've ever had.
Oh, but the maltiness in this pair extremely well with the Faribault cheddar. I mean, it really brings a whole new layer of flavor when you put these two together. More so than the Wisconsin one. And in answer to your question, my guess is that this would somewhere be up between 5.5 to about 5.75. Andy, would you agree with that assessment?
Maybe. Yeah, pretty close.
Well, guys, we're running out of cheese and we're running out of beer, so I think it's time to close the episode out here. So, Just a reminder that, hey, if you leave a comment in our comment box down below, you will be entered in to win one of these made in the USA, all stainless steel, TSA approved brewskis. So we're going to be giving away 3 on this episode, more in the future, so stay tuned. So with that said, that's our show for today. Thank you for watching. Please leave us a comment on our Facebook page or on our YouTube page. And if you like the show, click the like button. You can also find us on iTunes, BlackBerry, and Windows podcast directories. See you next time. Prost.
Prost.